Hello again, everyone. I'm Bob Pompeani. Thanks for joining us. This is Steel City High School Football Wrap-Up. It's brought to you by Edgar Snyder and Associates. You know, WPIAL football teams are now 5 weeks into the season, and we have some highlights from Friday's top games around Western PA, starting with the homecoming matchup for Gateway against Hempfield. Gateway strikes first. Check out the running back, Jaquan Reynolds, going to the outside, 3 yards in. He scores 7-0. Gators had the lead. Still in the first, Brad Birch throws a dime 40 yards right on the lap of Andre Martin. Gateway extends the lead to 14-0. Then on the next possession, Birch down the field. Dyson Harper 40 more yards and another score. Gateway, they win big, 63-21. All right, let's head up north now. North Allegheny was all over Pine Richland Friday night, starting with Logan Kushner connecting with Kyrie Boyd down the field, and Boyd makes this for an easy reception and a touchdown, 7-0 Tigers. Then a little later, this is Kushner here finding running back Tyree Alualu in the end zone. North A wins the North, period, 45-10 that final score. Now let's go east. Plum taking on Franklin Regional. Franklin's Kyle Dupil mishandles the toss, somehow though picks it up, gets down the sideline. Nice toe tapping there into the end zone, 20-17. They're within 3. Plum comes right back. Check out Sean Franzi going deep down the sideline. Catch by Zach Napierkowski, 50 yards, 26-17. But later, Franklin flipped the switch and scored again. This is Dupil from 28 yards out, and then he isn't finished. A third touchdown, 20 yards. Franklin comes back and wins that game 45-26. All right, down to the south we go. Baldwin hosting Peters Township. First quarter, Baldwin's Nico Merkurak looking downfield. Nolan DeLucia is right there to pick it off. DeLucia flipping the field, setting Peters up with good field position. A couple of plays later, Peters strikes first. Vinny Saccone for 6. Peters is up 7-0 early on. Next possession, it's DeLucia again. This time on offense. Look at the pass. Nate Miller is going to make it look easy, and Peters Township rolls to a 49-6 win over Baldwin and continues their undefeated streak. Now to one of the biggest rivalries in the city between Mount Lebanon and Upper St. Clair in the third quarter. Lebo's quarterback Pat Smith going deep. It's Noah Sholari, I should say, hauls it in. And this one inside the 5-yard line sets up Fred Lasorda. He scores. Lebo is down by 2. A little later in the game, watch out for Mason Chamber and a move. He's all of a sudden gone, makes a cut right there. Here comes number 5. He's going to go 59 yards for the score. Upper St. Clair goes on to win 42-27 in the Route 19 rivalry. Now some other scores around the league. It is Cornell with a big win against Burgettstown, extending their win streak to 6-0. Bishop Canevin now no longer undefeated. They had a shootout loss for Cherry on Saturday night and a big conference win for Moon over South Fayette. We also have some WPIAL recruiting news to share with you. 4-star Aliquippa running back Tyke Hayes has chosen Penn State over Pitt, West Virginia, Ohio State, and Michigan. North Catholic star Brady O'Hara also committed to Penn State this week, a big week for James Franklin. Coming up next, we're going to have the highlights from Friday's Steel City High School Football Showcase. It's all right here on CBS News Pittsburgh. Hey, welcome back. Friday, we continued our coverage of the Steel City High School Football Showcase on CBS News Pittsburgh with defending conference champions, the Avonworth Antelopes, at home against West Mifflin Titans. And West Mifflin seemed to be in position for an upset against Avonworth early in this game. 40-yard touchdown run by Delron White. But Avonworth strikes back with a 5-yard score of their own to close out the first quarter. Avonworth takes their lead to 10-7 at halftime. The Antelopes offense dominated in the second half, starting with 2 touchdown runs by wide receiver Andrew Kuban. This one 29 yards, extending the lead to 24-7. Avonworth freshman Dimitri Velasaris closed out the game with 2 more touchdowns there. The Antelopes go on and win big. 38-14 is that final score. And that win continues Avonworth's undefeated streak, pushing them to 6-0 and keeping them atop of the Western Hills Conference. A big night for the offense, rushing for 310 yards and under 40 carries. Those rushing yards led by freshman Dimitri Valasaris, 174 on 18 carries. He also had 2 touchdowns on the night. KDKA's Hannah Mears caught up with seniors Brandon Biagirelli and Andrew Kuban to talk about the impact of their younger teammates.
We got a lot of good young kids. We got Gabe, Carson, Dimitri. There's a lot of good young talent on this team that's helping us already. So in the future, I think we're still going to be good. So
Dimitri's going to be a problem for defenses in the future. He still will be this year. Carson, Pete, they've stepped up as well. It's been really good for us this year.
Good work by Avonworth. Coming up this Friday on Steel City High School Football Showcase, it's the fans' vote, and we asked you to vote to see, and you chose Bishop Canevin, Cornell. That one will take place in Coriopolis. Coverage starts at 7 p.m., KDKA Plus, and streaming right here on CBS News Pittsburgh. And next week, we'll also have the WPIAL Week 6 Roundup right here on Steel City High School Football Wrap-Up Show, which, of course, is brought to you by Edgar Snyder and Associates. For CBS News Pittsburgh, I'm Bob Pompeani.